I think it's time to open the books on questions that have remained in the dark, on the question of government investigations of UFOs. It's time to find out what the truth really is that's out there. We ought to do it really because it's right. We ought to do it because the American people, quite frankly, can handle the truth. And we ought to do it because it's the law.
If the United States Air Force did recover alien bodies, they didn't tell me about it either. And I want to know. I want to know. I want to know.
Look, I've been in government. I've been in the cabinet. I've been in the Congress. I've always felt the government doesn't tell the truth as much as it should on a lot of issues. You know, we had some national security, privacy issues. I think we should be more open. I've always felt that. And I did feel that. This was the Roswell aliens case. He was very polite. He didn't say that. But you know, yeah, because I remember asking. I had my constituents ask me. And I was a congressman. I said, well, Department of Defense, Los Alamos Labs, what is this? What is the data you have? Oh, it's classified. Oh, that ticked me off.
That's good. How are you? Good to see you, sir. If you're elected president, will you finally trust the people enough to tell them about what the story is? Half the public believes that they are real. Would you finally tell us what the hell's going on?
Sure, I will. Since a statement made by George Bush last July, there's been a vicious rumor circulating in the UFO community that you've been read into the UFO program. My question to you is, in any of your government jobs, have you ever been briefed on the subject of UFOs? And if you have, when was it and what were you told?
Well, if I had been briefed on that, I'm sure it was probably classified and I couldn't talk about it.
The reason for the denial was, number one, they didn't know if these were hostile and could we protect ourselves from them. Didn't want the Soviets to know, so they devised to lie about it and cover it up.
Decades ago, visitors from other planets warned us about where we were headed and offered to help. But instead, we, or at least some of us, interpreted their visits as a threat and decided to shoot first and ask questions after.
50% of all Americans believe the extraterrestrial explanation accounts for these sightings. Up to as many as 90% of Americans believe the government is outright lying. The polls are unambiguous. Year after year, the same thing. In fact, if you could talk anonymously to people, even in Congress, probably 50% of members of Congress already convinced that the extraterrestrial presence explains this phenomena. Disclosure is at hand. It is very close, and the American people need to prepare themselves very soon for an announcement from our government that there is, in fact, an extraterrestrial presence engaging this planet and the human race.
The way to make government responsible is to hold it accountable. And the way to make government accountable is to make it transparent so that the American people can know exactly what decisions are being made, how they're being made, and whether their interests are being well served. The directives I am giving my administration today on how to interpret the Freedom of Information Act will do just that. For a long time now, there's been too much secrecy in this city. The old rules said that if there was a defensible argument for not disclosing something to the American people, then it should not be disclosed. That era is now over. Starting today, every agency and department should know that this administration stands on the side not of those who seek to withhold information, but those who seek to make it known.